Howdy, friends. Welcome back to Andy's Audio Crap. Today we have ourselves a very nice new, so this isn't like, the typical Andy's Audio Crap vintage. This is new Audio-Technica ATLPW30 TK. Now, there is several in that series. This is the 30, which I believe is the entry level for this type. And this is a manual turntable. Well, first, before we get into it, let's do the intro. All right, that's out of the way now. Sorry about that. Let's just go ahead and dig right in. This is a fully manual turntable. Now, when I look at the prices on these, a complete turntable on eBay, you might be able to find one for like 200 bucks used. Now, brand new, you're looking at somewhere between $300 and $400 depending on the season. Right now they're setting out there $400 on Amazon, and I've got to tell you, you'll be able to get a feel for where I stand on it like immediately, because I'm going to tell you this $400 is a very high price for this. So let's talk about a couple of the details. First, to play, there is only a manual switch. So you're at your stop, 45 and 33. There's no sensor on the tone arm to kick it off. Okay, even the 60, the lowest of the low Audio-Technica has that. And it's not very hard to add that in, especially when you're dealing with low voltage, because this has a vampire cord. The power comes to it at the step down, I think 12 volts. It's on-off switches in the back, so that's relatively inconvenient for anybody who's got a lot of stuff around it, and maybe I see a lot of people with their TV like right here, so they're going to lift this up and reaching in here and getting behind that. I don't like that. They put that on a lot of these turntables. It's not just Audio-Technica that does that. RCA out jacks do have a preamp. And you can switch between raw and preamp, so you don't need to use their preamp. You can use your own. I like using a Rolls. It's not hooked up right now, but those are really good. Look at my review on those. But it's okay-ish. It's just a regular old preamp that's in here. You're not going to get anything special out of it. It's not like hyper-tuned. It's not like out of this world awesomeness. Like an iFi. If you really want awesomeness, go get yourself an iFi. That's my opinion, and it was free, so take it for what it's worth. All right, so the cartridge that comes on it is a 95, which is fairly common these days for any turntable like this in this kind of price range. You're going to get a 95, and you're going to get the blue stylus with it. If you upgrade this, I think the 40 comes with a green, maybe. I don't know what the differences are, but you can put that in the comments. Mostly what I work on is vintage. So I like, for 400 bucks, you can get you a very super nice vintage turntable. And yes, it will have a lot more stuff going on, but it just will be built like, to withstand a nuclear blast. This, on the other hand, I wouldn't even leave it in the sun for a couple of days. It would probably die. All right, so let's go through some more of the features. There's my opinion of it. It has a tone arm lock, which is awesome sauce. Some of the other techniques, or Audio-Technica, not techniques, Audio-Technicas don't even have that. The tone arm lift is nice and smooth, so you draw it over and you let it down. It is really good and smooth. The tone arm head shell, so the head shell out here is not as frequently used. This style isn't frequently used, so buying an extra one, you're going to have to go to Audio-Technica to get one. I do like the classic head shell. I believe I have one right here, this style. And you'll see this one actually came off of an Ion, which, yeah, there you go. So if you want to have multiple cartridges and have them set up so that you can have different listening experiences, it's going to get expensive. It does do counterweight. The counterweight's adjustable. That's awesome sauce. But that's pretty much it. When it gets to the center of the record, I don't believe it's going to stop. Let's turn it on and see what she does. But I don't believe it stops, so it'll just sit there and spin. Now, part of the danger of it sitting here spinning like this is that if that cardboard is, or not cardboard, but if that print, the label is extended into the record at all, it will eat your needle alive if it sits there for any amount of time. And I've had that happen a couple of times on these fully manual turntables. Now, setting this up so that it would turn off on this, you know, when it gets to the center, it was not expensive. It's just a simple little micro switch that Audio-Technica could have added. And honest to God, at the bulk level that they buy, probably wouldn't have cost them 10 cents a player. So, you know, really, what you're paying for a look and a name when you buy this. If you like this look, there are vintage players out there that look like this, that have far more features. And when you look at those, you're going to find that this here is metal. The tone arm, I'm not sure it is metal. Okay, that's plastic. I think, I'm pretty sure that it sounds plastic to me. The other thing you're going to get with an older model, like, look at my review. I recently did a review of the Brick, which is Kenwood's KD 2000 series. They have several of them, but they're like granite. And if you hit one of those while it's playing, you can't hear it through the player. So let's just actually give this a listen. You hear that? That resonation is going to come straight through. This is absolutely with some of the worst. I don't even know that they're 60. They're plastic, fantastic 60 Audio-Technicas. Sounds that loud. That is crazy sauce. Okay. I'm just gonna break into the video here because I want to prove a point. This is a Vector Research VT250. It's on a previous video. The 250 is pretty rare. The 200 and 300 you can pick up pretty cheap, actually. You're not gonna pay 400 bucks for them, for sure. And if you find one that's been maintenance, like this one, you'll probably pay 150, maybe. I charged 180 for this one just because it's in like absolutely stellar condition. Anyways, so here you go. Like, I have to, like, so on the other player, I was barely touching it and I was getting feedback. There's a soft spot right there. I mean, it's just like, it's a whole different world. And it's like, the players that are out there now are just, pay $400 for something that if you look at it wrong, it starts to make vibration sounds. That probably not looking at it does that. But anyways, I'm frustrated by this, legitimately. Like, if I pay $400, at least give me technology that was available in the 80s. So anyways, I'm just gonna, put it right out there that if you are looking for a turntable and you want this look, I personally would not buy this one. And that's because I've had my hands on hundreds of turntables, not thousands, but hundreds. And I've seen what you can get for 400 bucks. In fact, you can probably do way better than this in the vintage market for $250. You'll have to ship it. You'll have to probably shop on a used platform or a platform where there's used, but you'll be able to find, if you wait, if you're not like anxious and you got to have it today, wait until somebody posts one that's been serviced and is ready to go. You probably even find a direct drive, where this is belt drive. And belt drive is, in my opinion, belt drive is the superior because the motor is away from the spindle. But if you have a good direct drive, like a Techniques or maybe a Pioneer, upper echelon of those, you're probably going to get a good direct drive. Don't buy the cheap direct drives. They just are maintenance nightmares. Their caps are already dying and everything else. So anyways, in my list of turntables that I would purchase, this isn't it. This is, honestly, in my opinion, this is just a slight step up from a Crosley, a premium Crosley. Actually, the premium Crosley might be better. I haven't had one. I'll go buy one and bring it in and do a review, because Crosley has one that's sitting on a plinth that's just like this. The sound deadening in this thing is absolutely atrocious. So if you have music playing at any volume whatsoever, see, I have my speakers away from this table. I will put money on, if I had these on and I had it cranked, it would start doing a feedback loop. Not a fan, folks. I'm sorry. Usually I'm all, glowing about the reviews, and usually I won't do a review if I don't like the turntable, but the price of this versus what you get, I had to put a review out here and just tell people, listen, Audio-Technica, with all of their resources, could have done a way better job. The dampening in this thing is absolutely atrocious. If the dampening were better, I probably would be pretty neutral on it, but it's not. There's just no features here. There's very little, if any, dampening. You're going to have to run cords forever to get it away from the speakers, and then when you start running lengthy cords, you start dealing with very expensive cords because you don't want sound degradation. I don't know. This is just a whole ball of wax for me. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.